What is going on, guys? My name is Ritz. Welcome to another episode of TMI Tuesday, the show where I take a topic that you guys submit in the comments down below and talk about it for 5 to 10 minutes. Before we get started, I know I missed last week's video, I'm sorry, but I was moving into my new office, which is also my bedroom of my apartment, which now has no bed, so logic. I also started learning Japanese. I have been very busy, so let's just get started. This week's topic is about my acting history, as well as doing when I did musical theater and just stories about that, as suggested by Marilyn in the comments of last week's video. If you guys want to pick the topic for next week's video, please leave them down in the comments below. When I first moved to California, I started doing a thing called Musical Mondays at the local church and community center, where every Monday we would meet and practice a show, and then you do one day you would do the show for everyone. That would be it. We did a couple shows. I mean, I was like 6 or 7. We did a couple shows like Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and The Lion King, which is my personal favorite, where I got to play Simba because I had a stuffed animal Simba that they needed for the opening things. They didn't have an actual baby, so that was fun. But at some point I kind of just stopped going, and I don't remember why. I mean, it was like 6th, 7th grade, I don't remember, man. But in 2002 I saw a production of Ghost in the Box at the local theater that my friend Josie was in, and it totally reinvigorated my interest in doing theater. I saw it and was so excited and was like, Mom, I want to do that. How can I do that? And so my mom talked to Josie's mom, who told me about the SOTA, which is the School of Dramatic Arts, at the Pacific Repertory Theater down in Carmel, California, and I started getting active. In 2003, I was in a musical called If Wishes Were Horses that was written and directed by Walt DeFaria, as were most of the shows that I was in, besides the last 2. Really cool guy. He's kind of old now. He's like 80 or 90 something. Brilliant man. I definitely have a lot of respect for him. My role was the freshman homecoming queen. No, I'm not the homecoming queen. What am I talking about? My role was as the freshman homecoming king, even though I was in 5th grade, so that was something that happened. 5th grader playing an 8th grader or a 9th grader. That's logical, right? Not really, but it was a lot of fun. And the next year I was in the Cindy Diaries as an extra. After the Cindy Diaries, we got contacted by the theater because my mom had expressed interest in housing fellow actors to kind of help express my interest or get me more interested in it, and to kind of help out the theater community. They were doing a production of the Buddy Holly story, and the actor needed a place to stay because his other lodging had fallen through at the last minute. So my mom said yes, and she told me that there's an actor who's gonna be in the Buddy Holly story, and there was a 50s thing, and he was gonna be living in the guest room, and I was just like, what? Some old dude with his wife? Oh, this is gonna suck. And I couldn't have been more wrong. Such a cool dude. My first idea of what I was expecting was just totally wrong. He was such a cool guy. We've been on trips with him. He's very, very close family friend nowadays. We then got contacted by the theater founder / director producer. He does everything there. It's like his baby. And he contacted us that he wanted a lady from Houston to live with us while she was doing something for the Shakespeare Festival in a production called Elizabeth Rex. And so of course my mom and I said yes, or my mom said yes. I didn't really have a say in it, now did I? The owner of the Pack Rep Theater contacted my mom, and there was an opening in the show and they really needed it filled and was wondering if I would be interested. And I said yes. It was my first and only Shakespeare Festival that I was ever in, and that was in 2004? Wait, that's a decade ago. Holy shit. I'm getting old, man. That was a decade ago. I was 6th grade or something. Holy crap, that's tough to stomach. Wow, okay. Moving on. One of the things I remember from that show was I fell asleep during the production, which I was supposed to do, mind you, or pretend to do, rather. But I was supposed to lay down for 5 to 10 minutes, and then they would escort me out at the end of the first act. But I actually fell asleep, conked out, and I'm glad that I wasn't snoring, because I remember waking up and I was like, where am I? Which I think was supposed to be my line or something. So it was perfect, but they led me off, and I was like, oh my god, I'm supposed to be acting right now in front of an audience. What am I doing? Which was really, really funny. Looking back on it, being I passed out on stage in front of a bunch of people, and that's totally normal. That's weird. So during 2004, 5, and 6, I was also taking drama classes in my middle school, which I definitely enjoyed. I did a teacher. My first impression of him was he was eating some kind of a bug off of lettuce that was healthy. It was weird. He was a weird dude, but he was really, really cool. He gave me Brutus in Julius Caesar, which was fun. I also played a couple of small roles. I was supposed to have a whole one-man show at one point, but it fell through. We just ran out of time, and I was supposed to get all the sound effects and stuff, which Now it would have taken me probably a night, but I was so young then, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like 5th grade, or like 7th grade, leave me alone, I don't want to do this. The following year, I did another show called Kid Millionaire. I was another extra, basically. In 2006, we did Ghosties, and I was Bad the Brad's sidekick. I was one of the bad guys. That was fun. I got to be like kind of a punk dude. The guy who played Brad the Bad was actually the guy who spread the rumors that I worship Satan, that I talked about in the last video about TMI Tuesday, the Embarrassing Stories one. Who also, yeah, was a total dick and stole my role from me, which was the following play, which was Earth's a Poppin' with Aliens, I believe was the title. Walt wrote a spot for me because he really liked me. I was very active. I definitely enjoyed being a part of it, and I was one of the older kids at that point. Most of the other guys had like graduated high school and stuff, or graduated middle school, and we're going on to like, you know, the high school productions, and the more serious productions. So like this was more like, you know, for kids basically. And he wrote a role for me. It was like kind of a romantic role. I had like solos, which I was definitely not used to. And I went to audition, and I sang my song, and they like stopped me and they said that's all we need to hear, and then gave it to the guy who played Brad the Bad the previous year. And that broke my heart. And that kind of made me really sad. And I didn't want to really act anymore. I didn't like... Sucks, dude. That was my part, man. So, you know, funnily enough, the guy got fired, and then they had to replace him with someone else. So, sucks for him, and sucks for them, I guess. But, I also, at the same time, was doing another show called High School Musical. You guys may have heard of the movie. It's kind of popular for a while. And we did a stage show version of it, musical, for more like the high schooler kids, and I was one of the skater dude extras that would ride up on a skateboard and push out, like, this dolly for the announcer dude. It was fun. Made a lot of friends from that show, and hope they're all doing well. I haven't kept in contact with many of my theater friends in years now, because the following year we did another High School Musical. We did the same production, just again with a couple slightly different cast. It was a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed being a part of that, but that was kind of it. By the time I got to high school and took drama classes, it was a totally different ball game. In middle school, it was all fun and lighthearted, and you know, you just kind of learned your lines and did it. This one was more about the theory and the history and getting into the, like, a lot more serious than I kind of wanted to take it. And I dropped that class when I got a D on my final, which was supposed to do a monologue. And so I did the V for Vendetta's monologue, where he says every word is a V. Like, every word starts with a V, and it's impossible. I can't remember it anymore. It was incredibly tough. It was trying to get me over my diction issues, which I had when I first started doing, you know, acting stuff, and she didn't get it, and she didn't like it, and I got a D, and so I dropped the class. The following year I took it with another teacher. I took drama 2, and it was at that point when we had textbooks, and it was very like you're researching about plays and other things, and I was just like, you know what, man, I don't know if this is for me. And I just finished High School Musical up, and I finished the class, and I was like, I'm done. Like, I think I'm going to be done acting for a long while. And that's kind of when I threw the card in and was like, okay, we're done. Didn't act anymore. Well, it's kind of a downer. I definitely did enjoy the 6 to 7 years or so of acting, and, you know, what I've learned from it. I've definitely carried on with me in other aspects of my life, like being a salesman. I learned how to, like, act like the friendly, lovable guy that you all want to get to know so I can sell you stuff. Yeah. You know, like, stuff like that. So I definitely did enjoy it, and I'm kind of sad that it's over, but it's also not over, I guess. I mean, I'm doing YouTube now, so who knows if I'm gonna do, like, skits and stuff as acting again. I mean, I definitely enjoyed it. It was something fun. It got too serious and we're done for now, but, I mean, who knows? Maybe one day I'll get back into acting a bunch, and who knows? Be a movie star or something. Probably not. Me, a movie star? Yeah, right. Okay. That's going to do it for this week's episode, guys. If you have suggestions for next week's episode, please leave them down in the comments down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. As always, guys, my name is Ritz, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.